All right, so now let's get into the kick and bass relationship for this specific track. Um, there wasn't necessarily anything special about anything that I did with either the kick or the bass line. It's a basic kick. I always have my kick at 0 in the master. That's just the way I do it. But I have a Pultec plugged into the kick because it gives it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it through the cell phone, but there is a difference. It gives it a little bit of beef. I don't know what it does. It's just like there I did nothing with the knobs. I didn't excite or take away any frequencies. Just by turning it on, it just gets a little beefier. Like it adds more low end to a kick that it's already EQ'd, so that nothing goes into the really low frequencies. As far as the other EQ, is just the automation that I have on the kick itself, so that the build, you have it still there, and then you bring it back full force for the drop. All right, as far as the bass line, I have 2 channels of sub bass because I'm using rumble bass on this one. You're only gonna hear this area right here. That's all rumble. It's all in the sub frequencies. But to compensate for that, because you won't be able to hear it in small speakers, I've been through that with the last track that I did, Mahoya. We played it at my buddy Shane's house, and the speakers weren't picking up all the low end, so I had to go back in there, redo the bass line. There's a couple ways that you can do that. You could just put some distortion into one of these channels, and it will give you those extra frequencies that are gonna peak around here, so that there is some of that translating. But another way to do it is just bring up. I use Massive for this one. It's one that I already made a preset for, and then for that one I just did the high notes, the ones that are just like a little bit. You can barely hear it because, again, it's just supposed to accentuate your bass. Just give it those notes that it will be picked up in a smaller sound system, so that the bass isn't lost, that rumble isn't lost. So when you get both together, you get that pump. Obviously, you gotta throw that LFO tool so that those low frequencies aren't fighting with each other. When the kick comes in, the bass ducks under it, and then as soon as the kick's done, it comes back in. That's how you get that pump. But a little bit of a secret weapon, I like using this plugin by Streaky. It's called Tight Ars. It's basically a compressor, but you can choose the frequency at which, like, the frequencies that is gonna focus on. In this case, anything below about, I want to say that's about 100, 90 to 100, so it can really like make the bass and the kick pop up. I don't know. Again, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it, but here's with it off. It beefs it up a little bit, and it compresses both, so that you get that glue as well. I love that plugin ever since, I think this track was the first one that I started using it for, and I've used that ever since. It's such a good way to bond your kick and bass and make them come up to the forefront. Up next, we're gonna get into the melodics. Stay tuned.